Yeah, my friend. You remember that Pokemon you spent hours trying to catch and it simply won't stay in the Pokeball? To the point you want to throw the controller at the TV out of pure rage. Today, I want to show you which are the hardest Pokemon to catch in every game. And man, the Pokemon on the list aren't here just because of low catch rates, okay? There are several factors involved here. The chance of the Pokemon fleeing, how hard it is to find it, the moves it uses against you, and so on. But to make the video cooler, everyone knows that legendaries are very hard to find and catch, so let's leave them out of the list. Because I'm sure you've already felt a lot of rage trying to catch one of the legendary dogs in Heart Gold. Before anything else, comment down below which Pokemon gave you the most trouble to catch in your life. Now, let's go to the video. Look, when we talk about classic Kanto, we have to talk about the Safari Zone. And if there's one Pokemon that is a pure headache in there, it's called Chansey. For many, a cute Pokemon. But man, this Pokemon has only a 1% encounter rate. That's horrible, but it gets worse. The Safari Zone mechanic is cruel. You can't weaken the Pokemon before trying to catch it. You can only throw food, throw rocks, or toss the ball straight. And guess what? Chansey can flee at any moment. It is slipperier than soap. You only have a 4.12% chance of catching Chansey on the first ball. 4.12%, my friend, and that's after hitting that 1% encounter. It's like winning the lottery 3 times in a row, so you better be lucky. In the Kanto remakes, Chansey continues to be the Safari Zone nightmare. The base catch rate of Chansey is 30, the lowest in the entire Safari Zone in these games. Combining that with a horrible catch factor and the 1% encounter, you already know, right? Get ready to spend hours of great rage and frustration. Just don't come later saying I didn't warn you. And you know what's worse, man? The only way to get a lucky egg in these games is by catching it. Hello? So, if you want a video with the hardest items to get in each game, comment down below. Now in Johto, we have Skarmory. This guy appears with only a 5% chance on Route 45, which even seems like a good percentage compared to Chansey. But hold on, the problem isn't just finding it. The problem here is different. Check this out. Skarmory has a catch rate of 25%, one of the lowest in the game among non-legendaries. If you're in Hone, you better not look for Phoebus. Everyone knows how hard it is to find this ugly-ass fish. It's like this. There are 6 specific tiles on Route 119 where Phoebus can appear in your save file. 6 tiny tiles in a giant river, and you have no idea which ones they are without using external resources. The only way to find Phoebus is literally fishing in every single tile of the route until you get it. And even on the right ones, you have a 50% chance with any rod. This is psychological torture, my friend. Since when is it allowed to torture the franchise fans like this? Now, you can stay calm. If you have a lot of patience, after finding Phoebus, the catch rate is 255, the easiest possible. So the catch is hard because you literally have to spend hours and hours searching for it. In the Hone remakes, they took pity on us and made Phoebus easier. Now it has a 5% encounter and even specific spots with 100% chance depending on the time of day. So, who steals the crown? Relicanth. This living fossil has a catch rate of 25%, just like Skarmory. Here, in these games, we have 2 very difficult examples to catch. First, Beldum Man. This Pokemon has the same catch rate as a legendary, literally only 0.4%, meaning you'll spend hours throwing balls at this Pokemon, and worst of all, it still has the move Takedown. And as you already know, that's a move that takes its own life very slowly. So it's more or less a race against time, between you catching it or it killing itself. Then we have Munchlax, which, my friend, to catch is a huge suffering man. Basically, we have to put honey on some trees scattered through the game, wait 6 hours in real life, and when we go back to see who came to eat the honey, the chance of being a Munchlax is only 1%. In the Johto remakes, Skarmory continues to be the challenge. Same problems, same headache. Catch rate 25, 5% encounter on Route 45. Here, in the first Black and White, here again we have Metatang, where we can catch it in Giant Chasm. And it's basically the same difficulty as a normal Beldum, only 0.4% chance to be caught. Here in Kalos, the first Pokemon that comes to my mind is Zangoose. Because to find it, man, we have to keep walking in the tall grass looking for Sepiver until the moment we find a horde of these snakes, and there is a minimal chance in one of these hordes to have a Zangoose together. But then I remembered the Flabebe colors, man, and for sure for you to find a white Flabebe is almost impossible. But since his color changes practically nothing in the gameplay, I think I'll stick with Zangoose. In Alola, the hardest Pokemon to catch is Delmise, and man, this one is complicated on several levels. Here's why. First, there is only one place in the whole game where you can fish Delmise, in Seafolk Village. Second, it has a 1% chance in normal fishing spots and 10% in bubbling spots. Third, catch rate of 25%. In Galar, we have Sinistea Antique Form. This one has only a 1% chance of appearing in Glimwood Tangle, and you won't even know if you caught the antique form until after catching it. But its normal version isn't that hard, so for me, I'm gonna choose Dreepy. Everyone wants to find this pre-pseudo-legendary. It only appears in Lake of Outrage and has only a 1% chance of finding it. So, for its rarity and how it's harder to find than a cup with a tattoo, I'll go with it. Here, in these games, they're very similar to the originals, so I'll leave Munchlax as the hardest again, and also leave an honorable mention for Spiritomb and Phoebus that we can also find around here. And the crazy thing is, Cynthia literally owns these two Pokemon. She really is a fantastic trainer. Actually, I recommend you watch my video where I try to beat Pokemon Platinum with her team. Finally, we arrived at the newest region of the franchise, and man, there are some strong options here. I almost put Roaring Moon, Iron Valiant, or even Polteageist Antique Form or Fluttermane, but I'll explain why I didn't. Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant, despite the catch rate of 10, are easier to weaken than our number 1. Polteageist you can reset to get an outbreak only of the antique form using the date skip trick. So I decided to choose the one I didn't like the most to have on my team, which was Golden Go. Yeah, I know it escapes the list a bit because we don't exactly catch him, but man, exploring the whole map looking for coins was very boring for me, so I want to put him on the list, even though catching a Gimmighoul isn't that hard. So, that's it. This was my list of the hardest Pokemon to catch in every game. Did I leave any game out, or was I unfair to any Pokemon? Also comment down below which is the hardest Pokemon to catch in Legends Arceus and Legends ZA. If you also have a suggestion, just send it in the comments. Now, you just click on this video because it is simply the best video on the channel.